Welcome to Yo Television, live in Abeokuta. My name is Adida Malau Enuga, and this is the pilot episode of Focus Platform. And today on the pilot episode, I have with me Mr. Abiola Odetola. He is the former SA to the state governor on job creation and youth empowerment. It's a pleasure to have you here, Mr. Abiola. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me down.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So, Mr. Abiola, I just got to learn recently that you just recently left that office. So it's coming to me as a surprise. So, what are you doing now currently?
It's coming to you as a surprise?
Yes.
Amazing.
Because I feel like the administration is still on. So
okay, so if you understand how government works,
okay.
Immediately the end of a tenure, all appointees that were not elected,
okay,
right, your tenure ends at the end of, immediately they are doing the swearing of,
okay,
just before the swearing, 29th of May, all elected, all political appointees under the elected governor, okay, would, cease to be in office. So, for now, you can say I'm on leave. Yeah, I'm on holiday. Yeah.
Rest is good after work.
Yeah, definitely. Something like that.
So, while you were in office, like, of course, every work comes with its own challenges and the benefits.
Yeah.
So, while you were in office, like, what were the challenges that came with being in that position?
So, one of the major challenges was that people just found you not believable anymore. It was crazy, people that you talk to and you're telling them, and then they used to believe you, and you're telling them the truth. They don't even like to hear the truth, and it's just everywhere you go, people are picking you out to attack. People are saying, and it makes the job not very nice as it were, and also makes it a little more difficult to want to even talk outside. We just sometimes don't want to talk about people like us that cannot do without expressing our thoughts. Yeah. So naturally you expect that now working with government, you are a subject of attack from either previous colleagues, friends, and all of that. That's one. Two, I also I learned very fast, but maybe not most people would. It's a very tricky and difficult corridors to work in. You have to understand exactly the temperaments of each and every one of your colleagues and superiors. You have to know exactly when to push what, and you have to be able to articulate your thoughts and articulate your projects and ideas in a way that is synced with the thinking of the principal.
So now that brings me to the part of the benefits. Like, what were some of those benefits you enjoyed?
Personally?
Yeah, personally,
Of
even
course.
outside work, the prestige that position brought you.
There's no prestige, I won't lie to you. The biggest thing that I would personally say that I got was the exposure I got working with international organizations, being able to bring them to do stuff for the people. Right, for me, it's like the biggest thing I took out of there. If by chance I do not have the opportunity to ever serve the state again, I think I've done something that if I die, I'll be proud of. I think so. And aside that, you meet people.
Sure.
You meet people, and then the kind of people you meet determines so much on the kind of value they think that you have. I made good contacts. I have good, solid friends across all sectors of the Nigerian socio-political space. I'll say I made good network, and because I like to do this, like for instance this, I would say that you wouldn't call me, probably wouldn't call me if I was not a former SA, right? So this probably,
I get that angle.
For a person like me that counts this as a privilege, that counts this as something that is added to my CV, right? I see it as part of this, the perks of having the opportunity to serve, basically. And it's hard, sincerely, the job. It's harder than a whole lot of people think it is. But in all fairness, the perks are what I've taken. If it is financial perks, I did not get. I think I would have enjoyed more financially if I was doing playing the same role in an institution that is not governmental.
Now I want to take you on the short journey back to the memory lane. Growing up, have you always been in this line? Because I've known you over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I've known you during the days of Egba Youth Awards. Is this something you've always been doing as a child, or you just perhaps somebody influenced you during your adult life?
Well, okay, now I understand why you said this is a personal question. So, I'll just say this, and I'll first say it in Yoruba, and then if you permit me, I'll say something in Yoruba,
Definitely,
and then I'll
please.
go.
This is Yo Television, Echoes
Yeah,
of
so,
Africa.
you say Ibitori Badanisi Langbe. Yeah, so pretty much, I was born here. I had my primary and secondary education here in Abeokuta, and then I had to leave. I went to University of the OU, that's the State University, State University. So from primary school, I've always been one way or the other from primary school. I find my way amidst the few set of people that manages the affairs of my colleagues. Like one way or the other. Even when I was not the best student, I went to secondary school, I was assistant class captain. All of these things did not happen by virtue of me being like the best. Why the drive for this state? I always say I love this state. Like, I'm so passionate about this town. I'm in love with this community. I don't know at the point that I had that consciousness, but I knew that I had it over a decade ago, about 15 years ago, that whatever it is that we would do to make this community, right, habitable, socially active and viable,
Sure.
for young people, for everybody, we will do it. That was the thought. So all the things that we used to do in school, Abeokuta is the capital of the state, and in far away Agowe, a village, right, we could make things happen. So why can't we make things happen in the capital, you know? So, and that was it, you know, just some other young people. Let's start with identifying young people that are doing well, and then, you know, we use them to influence every other young person that you can. And again, as at that time, the surge or the growth in internet scam and all of that had just started taking prominence. So we wanted to create a new model of new set of models or new standard of excellence, that this is not the standard. So that was actually the real drive. So we wanted to use Egba as the community name to drive it. My entire life had prepared me for this. I think this is what I'm made for. Of course, some of us, we grow older than this to know exactly what you're made for, right?
Yeah.
So for me,
For real.
a lot of people had done a lot of convincing years back that, guy, what is this? People did not know that even advocacy itself is a job. Sincerely,
A full-time job.
It is for some people. If it is in a climb that everything is formalized. More often than not, people that are in that line sometimes either work with government before or after, you know, work with government. When I say work with government, of course in Nigeria everybody says it's politics. I have joined the political gang and all of that. But it's development work. Because if you look out, I mean, you have been around for a while and I've known you for your craft, you know, for a skill you have had. I've seen that time when you're doing photography with Abis and all of that. And we are still joking about it before we started, right? Look at the consistency that, you know, has brought you to having to do all of this now. But a lot of people, right, do not put thinking into what they want to do. So that is where government now needs to come and say, look, let us create frameworks, strategies on how we can better position our young people. Because whether you like it or not, there's a competition. What's the competition? Young people in Ogun State, in Oyo, in Lagos, in Ghana, in Zambia, in South Africa, in London, in wherever, they are competing for the same opportunities across the world, because it's a global world right now. So how do we position our own young persons or the young people within our community to be the ones to take the best or make the best of these opportunities when they come? Basically, that's the thinking, such that we will not have young people that would have to pay for them to live in future. Right? And the thinking is, if you do not give them skills, if you not position them, yes, you will pay them. I will give you the analogy. If you do not put young people, engage them productively now, if you let them take to vice, drugs and all of that, you end up putting them in rehabs that the government will pay for, put them in prisons that government will feed them for, and you still guide them being in prison. So all of these thoughts, right, is the reason why government will, so that's just it. Whether you like it or not, government will spend one way or the other, either now or the hard way later. I just want to see more young people, not Japa, not the Japa of international Japa now. We have experienced a whole lot of international Japa before people started moving abroad. People don't want to stay here. They will say it's not happening in Abeokuta now. What is happening there? In fact, people outside Abeokuta would think that Abeokuta is a village. It's a village. It's true. But a lot is happening here right now. Like a whole lot is happening even before now. And a whole lot more would happen.
Yeah. Based on that note where you rested your point now, what are we not doing right, or what are we not doing yet in terms of growth and all, social life,
That, I think it depends on how you look at it. If you look at it, right, nobody gets to jump like a baby, right? If you have a child, right, that child would not just be born and start walking.
Definitely.
You get, so communities or societies don't just jump to the end phase of their developmental process or stage. Now, if you look at it, and I will open your eyes to some of these things now, how many young people did you know 10 years ago when you knew me, or even before 10 years ago, that had a startup that lived here? And I know that if I ask you now, Dami, that how many young people do you know now that have, one startup or the other within this community? Within your circle alone, I can bet that you can count more than 10.
For real?
Within your circle. If you ask any other person in this studio, they'll tell you. If you ask me, I can name like 50, 100. Right? Every new thing, the development of every new sector, specifically, right, in Nigeria since 1990 to date, had never happened by thinking of government. It has happened by sheer will and drive of young people in Nigeria. Fashion, entertainment, art, movies, all of that. These are the things that is making Nigerians happy today. These things, if you go and also check what they contribute to the GDP of the country, you understand that, wow. Now, I can see it right now. There's a proliferation of, for lack of a better word, entrepreneurs, startups scattered everywhere within this now. Everybody just wants to do something. One person is messaging me, I want to do this event today, I want to do this event tomorrow. All of them, developmental work. 10 years ago, maybe we had just one. Now, what does that tell you? Whether you like it or not, there is a congregation of, or amalgamation of thoughts or something. Maybe life is just balancing itself to position us somewhere. But I will tell you for free that this is not the Ogun State of even 4 years ago. This is not the Ogun State of 5, not to talk of 10 years ago. Of course, are we where we want to be? No. A whole lot still needs to be done in terms of putting structures and frameworks down such that people can just plug and play. We need to create communities, because in this age, everybody now sees that partnerships, collaborations, incubation is what drives ideas and all of that. You guys come together, you look at what you guys are doing, These are the things that will make the community grow. So when you create communities, for arts, for this, for that, for that, then we can now begin to look at what can be done. And even you collectively can now begin to help government to think in a direction that will favor your space. And then we can now be using you also as model for the young people that are almost tagged with recalcitrant, that are not really doing anything with their lives. The people that are doing something has to be encouraged first. Omotoba Shipa.
Yeah, might be.
Thank you. So how do you build this future together? You have to find young people in it, put them in it, and call them that, hey, Ishaya, let's work, let's do things, let's make things happen, Even if you are not making all the money now, let's just make things happen and leave. By the time we start doing that, even more people will come. It's just by share, more people will come, you get. And before we did not have a Twitter community. Look at how grown.
Exactly.
I belong to Ogun Digital Community, Ogun Tech Community. I belong to Ogun Twitter. So, I'm just saying, like, you have to, of course, maybe the exposure, but we can bring it home. People will say, think globally, but you have to start local. You cannot say, global, and all of us cannot japa. That's the truth. All of us cannot. It's not like, I don't discourage people from doing it, because it's good. You go and learn. Traveling is also part of learning. You travel, you learn, you bring support. It has to be with the thinking that you want to drive something home. You want to bring something home. Some people bring capital, some people bring knowledge, some people just bring something back home. And that home has to be Ogun.
Mr. Biola, now, are you married?
No.
So what is your position about women in tech?
I love them.
Because there was a time I remember that somebody, she's my former boss, Benita.
That's my friend.
That's your friend? Yeah. She's my very, very good friend too. So now she sent me somewhere to Funab to go and teach some girls graphic design. Like about 30 girls. We had other graphic designers to come from Lagos and all. And when I got there, I was super impressed. Like, I felt really happy to see ladies go into stuff like that. I saw stuff they did and I was like, wow, why can't we have more of this?
So I don't know if you know that I'm a huge supporter of young people, females in particular, in tech, in business, in whatever. I have seen a paradigm shift. A whole lot has changed dramatically
Sure.
in the minds of young people, particularly the girl child, the females, within this space. How do we do more of it? Yes, we need to now create more programs that will fit and that will be for the girl child. And it's not going to be based on government only. We need to also encourage our friends. Like my mentor will say, pick your example from your backyard. Right? Yeah, so Nancy.
Nancy, of course. I know Nancy.
Right? I'm one of our biggest fans. I'm one of the, anything Nancy does, I'll be there. Yeah. Nancy, 8 years ago, right, had taken initiative to go to secondary schools to prepare girl child.
We went there together.
You remember?
Very well.
Fantastic.
Very well,
It's not just about words.
Like
I know that people will say, just he's just talking. No, it's not about words, like just talking. Sure. Right? These are things that we have consistently done. Maybe not on the largest scale, but I'm telling you, pieces of pieces put this is what makes large. It's the drop of water that makes an ocean eventually.
Yeah, definitely.
One of the biggest DJs in this community is my friend.
I know.
Right?
I know.
She's my friend, and I support her for everything she's doing.
Yes.
And you can see that she's doing really well.
Very
She's
well.
competing.
Yes.
So there's no space the women can play, right? And I'm now friends with a whole lot of people that are even working remotely now. They know stuff. I'm begging them to come and teach me. They are doing work remotely. They write. They do all of that. They do remote job. You'll be surprised at the number of girls, ladies. Let me not use girls now. Ladies within our space that are already into it. You get. But then how do we now pick the younger generation? And I know that they will say government through the tech hub has a whole lot of programs for girl child. They have done consistently. I can beat my chest to say that they've done that. Even when I was in office, we did a training with IHS, one of these technological giants, sponsored a training, and we trained some girls in web design and all of those stuff. And they were taught that, and they got laptop, a startup, all of them.
Bought by the government?
By the partner.
By the partner.
So the partner in collaboration with the state government did that. So it was a state government project. And we did that. But people will say, you only did uniform for 20 people. People want it to be just big. Right? Okay. But it's not easy. And post-COVID, where resources was lean and all of that, but we were still able to do that.
To pull that.
One of those girls that got that training then, she was in 100 level. She just gained admission, but she could not go. Now she's probably in her third or final year. She still sent me a text some days back that she's now doing work. Even if you see their project work alone, you know that this project indeed has been, a successful one. For me, right, we can do more. We start by ourselves, encouraging our friends that are females to go into, and then we give them the support they need. Of course, as a government, I know for sure, and I'm also in love with the new Commissioner for Women Affairs. She's all over the place for for women and the girl child, and I know that a whole lot is coming. People should just look out for those opportunities. That's one of the things that is really missing here.
Information is power.
Yeah.
So now, speaking about the information, I recently heard from a friend about a project titled 3 Million Technical Talent Program. Can you just, because I'm very, very sure not everybody have actually heard about it or know what it is about.
Well, thank you.
Can we just use this opportunity to tell them briefly what
you are very spot on, and this is initiative of the Ministry of Innovation is to train 3 million, young Nigerians and make them give them technical skills. Part of the things that I was also talking about the other time is that things that make a community develop really has to do with how much skills does the people within So when they have the skills, not everybody would move abroad. So they can even be doing the work here and then they are working for multinationals, for international abroad, but they are living in Nigeria. So it helps us. This program is to train people. People have applied. I'm surprised that a whole lot of people in Ogun State are not, and I think when I got here, one Fab was telling me that a lot of people do not know about it.
That's correct.
It is true. I am surprised that we do not have the numbers, but the opportunity is not closed.
Okay.
There's a website.
Okay.
Where you can apply.
Okay.
People can still continue to apply because they want to train 3 million. Right? They've not gotten the numbers complete. So as I am sure that all the people that applied before they picked the last time from Ogun, all of them were picked.
Wow.
All of them, because the numbers were not enough. Like, we did not apply enough. What I would just say is that if you go on that platform, if you can share it with your viewers, people should go, fill up their profile, do all of that, apply and follow it religiously. Now, one of the things that people did not do from the experience of my office, people will come and say, I'll get there, but let me just say, like there's an opportunity and it has been posted somewhere on the platform, but people are not saying it. It is what you are looking for that you get. I always talk about this, and I will say it again here. I call it the red car theory. If I tell you that means, as we are meeting here today, right, when you got here, how many red cars did you see on your way here? You probably can't remember. But if I had told you yesterday when you called me that when I'm coming, that means when I get here, I want to know the number of red cars you see, I'll give you $100 per red car. Your eyes will be fixated.
Taking notes.
And then you take your phone, you'll be taking pictures of those because you want to be accountable so that I can get your money in full.
Definitely.
Right now, it's because you're looking for it. The opportunities sometimes are there, but people are not looking. You need to be looking. You have to keep your eyes on it. On social media, everywhere. As you're going out, you're asking. And Ogun State is so easy because you are just 2-3 persons away from getting the information you need for Ogun. Even the information is within government. You are just 3 persons away. As you are seated, you are 1 person away because you can call me. If I do not know, I'll call someone. So you are like 2 persons away.
Okay.
So you cannot exhaust the 3 persons. It's someone that does not know anyone.
At
Use
all.
3. You are 3 persons away.
I get.
So your social media, you are not following the government handle.
Yeah.
You are not following Governor Dapo Abiodun's handle. You are not following the president's handle. You are not following the Minister for Innovation. And you don't even know him. You are not following all those handles. You are following Instablog Nigeria. You are following Lasisi and Tao. You are not following, and then maybe you are following your TV.
Yeah.
But if you are following your TV, you people are still giving them information. But bottom line is that you have to follow the people that will give you the information. The opportunities that you need. If you want to be a graphic artist, follow graphic designers that you know. Follow places where they share graphic design stuff. That's you follow them so that we can be seeing the opportunities when they come. And you cannot be anti-social. You can't be in this age. If you are going to get anything at all from this world today, because information rules the world.
Definitely.
You have to go searching for it. I always like to share opportunities, right, with young people. It is my job anyways.
Of course.
I look for the opportunities, create them, and then you share. Right, but some people still will tell you that they do not know. There are opportunities sincerely, like everywhere, but people don't know. I would also say that it is not for everybody. It's the truth. The government cannot pack everybody in the country and say, yeah, you go and trade the country. It's not possible now. No. So the people that are going to do both coding and non-coding this thing with the 3TT program, they will go. Yeah. Those ones are gone. The ones that are going to be taught on the production and fabrication of Adire, they will be trained. And not a lot. The ones that will see a proper job opportunity, those ones too will get. It's the same people that are applying for almost everything. And young people are also not patient enough to know that it is not everything you shoot at that you kill.
It is not everything you
take a aim at that you kill. You miss.
You miss some.
So sometimes you apply for something they say, government, it's in my whatever,
Okay, those kind of.
You cannot discourage yourself. You have to continue to apply. Or because you supported Obi in the last election and then you said anything that this government does, it does not concern you. You are fooling yourself. You are fooling yourself because this government will determine everything that happens with your life.
Of course, at least for the next 8 years or 4 years.
And it can be everything that happens in your lifetime. That's the truth. So there are a lot of opportunities. For instance, also 2 days ago, the Ogun State government announced they will start the process of disbursement of the 1 billion naira grant that they are giving businesses within Ogun State.
They have to be Ogun State indigenous.
Yes, you have to be living here. Not indigenous. You have to
reside.
You have to be here. Yes, your business has to be here.
Okay.
Right?
Duly registered.
I can also share with you the process of applying for stuff like that. They have given the first batch early this year. Wow. Yes, now some people got money. Even during COVID, people got 500, people get 1.5 million, people got 3 million, and they texted me codedly. I was part of the beneficiary of this thing. My bro did not get. None of my family members got. But people that got, they got it. But they are not talking about it out there because they don't want people to come and tell them to give them money.
Of course now.
So it will be as if government is not doing anything. That's just, those are the realities of our community and our society.
I believe everybody who has been listening, who has been following us, have been able to pick 1 or 2 things from what we have said. We have to be prepared. Before I close the program, Mr. Abiola, please, I would like you to give some words of admonition to the young people out there, because there was a day I was listening to a radio program and they invited a guest. I can't remember what position the man held, but I know it's something that has to do with youth. And I'm telling you, everyone that called to give their feedback on the way that person spoke could not believe that man was a youth, or let me say that guy was a youth.
Okay.
Because he said so many sensible things that people were, even me as a youth, I could not believe that. Is this a youth that is saying this kind of things? So I would like you to just one or two.
Right now, what I would say to young people is that one, you need to connect with other young people. It is important.
Connect.
And then when I say you connect, you have to look around, look for people that will better you. Don't be the best amongst your circle. You cannot be the. It doesn't make sense to be the best amongst where you are. Look for people that will better you. Right. That's one. And then if you are going to be looking for people that will better you, one, you have to now be religious about your growth. What does that mean? There's something like Gigo, garbage in, garbage out in your computer.
Okay.
If you do not put anything into the computer, it cannot give you an output.
Of course.
So
Input
think
gives
about
output.
it.
Yeah, sure.
You want output, you need to put something in yourself.
Yeah.
So prioritize feeding yourself with what is needed for you to grow. Just be doing it, be dumping knowledge, be dumping stuff. Just be dumping randomly. You don't have to be the. I always tell people you don't have to be the best. You don't have to be the best in class. But just have knowledge. Seek knowledge, have it. Then connect with other people that have knowledge. You have to do that. When you do that, you are preparing yourself, right, for these opportunities. And please don't be idle.
Do not be idle.
That one is the most. Don't be. You cannot be and not do anything. You have to do something. But make sure that what you want to do is legal, right? It's something that is decent,
sure,
and something that you'll be proud of. If the people catch you doing it, you'll be proud of doing it. Just be doing something, because if you don't do anything, nothing comes. Sometimes the things that you did not prepare your mind for, those opportunities come to you more, and those opportunities can also be life-changing. But if you do not prepare yourself normally, just prepare yourself. Normally, physically, mentally, you have to just be prepared for anything. As you are doing your bit as a person, be a good person. All I've said is that you should be a good person. Please, let us shun vices. Let us shun cultism. Let us shun and run away from drugs. We can see that that's already killing a whole lot of young people within our community and space. And of course, let us run away from wanting instant gratification. You want to have all the monies today. You want to be the Oga today. You want to try to learn how to grow.
Yeah.
Imagine if you were born old.
Just imagine if
you were born old. Like you were born and you look like your grandma.
How weird is that?
So, it has to be a process. Follow it and believe what you're doing. I believe that the sky is the limit for. It's not even the limit. Maybe a starting point for all of us. Yeah, basically that's what I would say.
The sky is our launch pad.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much for sharing your thoughts, your time with us, your knowledge too. Subsequently, if we invite you to our program, to our station, I believe you are going to honor.
That means I have no choice. You are God now.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abiola Odetola.
Thank you for having me. It's been a very wonderful time.
So, here is our take for today, dear viewers. We're going to catch one another again in the next episode of Focus Platform. I made Adida Malo Yeluga. Thank you.